There's no excuse.
We got to do a damn better job. Competitors want to play in the greatest games in the greatest environments.
This is for bragging rights. This is our city.
We feel like we have to win.
Watch out!
The players have changed, coaches have changed, but the game has always meant a lot, and that's because people in this community care.
I mean, I heard it's a war. We don't run away from competition. We run straight through it.
It is time for one of the fiercest rivalries in all of college basketball. The 92nd edition of the Crosstown Shootout rivalry, and Fifth Third Arena is packed. 22nd ranked Cincinnati Bearcats will host the Xavier Musketeers, and this is going to be a fun one. What's up, everybody? Welcome courtside alongside my partner, Sean Farnham. I'm John Schriffen. All right, look, ESPN flew us both in a long ways to be here because this is a big one. I am soaking up this atmosphere. It's unlike other rivalries. Both teams play just once each year, which means you win today, bragging rights the next 365 days.
And the coaches hear about it every time they go to the grocery store. And it's not just about hearing about it, it's understanding how personal this game is. Sean Miller told us when we spoke with him earlier today that, Sean, this is personal. Our guys understand the significance and the edge they have to play with in this game.
Let's start with Xavier, the leader for them, Zach Fremantle. He has not lost yet in this game.
No, he has not, and he's going to be important. I think a lot of times when you get to these rivalry games, so many statistics you can throw out the window because the interior presence and the physicality of the game is going to dictate the outcome. And Zach Fremantle is a multi-skilled player coming off a double-double last time out. Sean Miller said, let's get him to the three-point line. Aziz Bendango, though, he does everything 3 feet and in at the offensive end, and defensively his length can be disruptive. And it needs to be because Xavier does a very good job of attacking the paint.
Take a look at the series history. It is Cincinnati with a 51-40 edge in this series. But Xavier has won the last 5 meetings. 9 of the last 10 have been decided by 10 points or fewer. I'm telling you, Fifth Third Arena is rocking right now, and they are loving these brand new unis from the Bearcats. They call them the Black Cat, as Cincinnati comes out wearing the black, Xavier in the white, and the Bearcats have won the tip.
As the students have been out of school for over a week, and they were here 2 hours before tip, and it was completely sold out in the student section.
Dan Skillings, his first start since suffering a knee injury, missed 6 games. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, though, for the Xavier Musketeers as they will get the ball now. It'll be Foster, Swain, Conwell, McKnight, and Fremantle. Early on, what do you want to see offensively from Xavier?
Well, they do such a good job of keeping in consistent motion and forcing the defense to guard multiple sides of the floor. That means ball reversal action. And if they can force that, they're going to start to find seams they can attack like they did right there.
Off the bounce, this is Foster. His shot off the mark. And Cincinnati looking to push, throwing it up, and Bendango caught a body. That's how we get it started.
I mean, just absolutely phenomenal awareness in transition.
So many legends who have played in this rivalry game. Oscar Robinson, who led Cincinnati to 2 Final Fours. Byron Larkin, Xavier guard from 84 to 88. All-time leading scorer in Musketeers history. Kenyon Martin, who is in the house. He was at practice yesterday. Former first overall pick. David West, who can forget about him? The National Player of the Year in 2003. Sean Kilpatrick, Cincinnati guard. He was as tough as they come. And Trevor blew it. So many legends who have played in this rivalry game. What's amazing at both schools, just 3 miles apart. You say Crosstown, but it's really just throw a rock and you get on each other's campus. Well, this is one of the many cool traditions as part of this rivalry. Wes Miller handing out donuts to the students who are participating in Oscar Watch. That's when students from the opposing school, Xavier, try to hang a jersey on the statue of Oscar Robinson. But Cincinnati students, they were out there all week long, changing shifts, and they were able to keep Oscar Robinson free of an X jersey this week.
We talked about the level of importance of this game. You see the statistics. Sean Miller 5-2, Wes Miller 0-3 so far. But The keys for the game, I mentioned, for Cincinnati were transition D. They are A+ right now in transition D. No fast break points for one of the best fast breaking teams in all of college basketball. And then they're winning the three-point line by a +6 right now. So executing and doing what they need to do to have this lead.
And Kocius was going up with that one as McKnight gets his hand in there, and he will get to the line to shoot 3.
One of the worst things you can do as a defensive player.
Maddox calling for it inside. He's got the mismatch on Hickman. Maddox to the rim. Get that out of here. Bandago hyping up the crowd.
Hughley playing with his back to the basket. He's got the mismatch, but Bandago comes over and just erases it above the cup. Initial defensive player, you want to wall up. It's the secondary guy that comes over from help. He's the one that's going to clean up the mess.
And then Bandago guarding the ball forces Xavier to call the timeout. On the swag and surf inside Fifth Third Arena. It is a party in Cincinnati. I hope you're enjoying this one.
Like a lot of people question, does the game still matter? There's so many transfers in college basketball. Do they understand what it means? Yes, they do.
Shot clock winding down. It's at 4 for James. Working one-on-one. Hand in his face. Off the mark. Tipped around. Who's going to get it? And it's Jerome Hunter. Final shot for Xavier.
They're going to lift Zach Fremantle here. Here he comes to set the on-ball.
McKnight turns the corner. Fremantle pulls. Got it! And that's how we end the first half.
I need to see that again, because what you may not have noticed is when he hit the shot, after the shot was made, he looked at Kenyon Martin and started talking. It's X, it's Cincy, and it's phenomenal.
When leading at the half, Xavier 6-0 with a 1-point lead. My goodness! I knew we thought it was going to be fire, but this has lived up to the hype in the first half. Xavier with a 31-30 lead over Cincinnati.
This is the biggest game of the year for our students and fans. It has always been this way. This is for bragging rights. This is our city. We certainly respect the University of Cincinnati and their basketball program, but it's always a very passionate, hard-fought game with great, great meaning. We recognize it, and I think it becomes our responsibility as a coach and as a team to make sure we're at our best.
It's a night that the entire city just stops and pays attention for 40 minutes in a basketball game.
Well, the city of Cincinnati is a pro town with the Bengals, the Cincinnati Reds, FC Cincinnati. But I think what makes us unique is we don't have an NBA franchise, and the love of college basketball has been prevalent here for decades and decades, filled with great players, both at Xavier and UC, great teams and coaches. The fact that we have two, one in the Big 12 now and one in the Big East, two programs that have huge goals, great support, I think it's what makes this game so special. That combination of the love affair of college basketball and the understanding of sports in a city like we have.
Both schools are only 3 miles apart. There's so many split households in Cincinnati. A lot of them went to Xavier, some of them went to UC. It just makes for an intense rivalry. You always want to beat your neighbor more than you want to beat anybody else because you're going to see them around.
I don't think people outside of Cincinnati really understand the great meaning it has in this city. There's a big difference between winning the game and losing it. You know, we don't share a league. We don't play each other 2 times in a year. We don't play each other in a conference tournament. We're either playing the game at home or away, and the meaning here in this game is just different.
Competitors want to play in the greatest games in the greatest environments. That's a great game. It has been for years and years and years. All of the excitement and interest, it's almost like a week-long affair in Cincinnati before that game. The fanfare is one of the things that's made this special over a long period of time. The players have changed, the coaches have changed, but the game has always meant a lot, and that's because people in this community care.
I think everybody on this team, everybody on the coaching staff, and everybody in the fan base has it circled.
Sounds like it's a big-time game, and I'm excited to be a part of it. You know, you want to hold something over your rivalry. You know, it's a lot of pride. A lot of people here, they feel a lot of emotion, a lot of passion for their school, and I think the fans of Cincinnati, you know, it's just sort of a pride thing.
First game was declared Cincinnati's greatest college event.
My goal for our team is to be very consistent. You know, I think as coaches, we'd like to say we're the same every day, regardless of the circumstances, and that is the goal. The goal is that I'm the same guy when I coach a practice, regardless of what's going on during the year or regardless of the circumstances. But I think everybody gets a different pep in their step at certain points of the year and at certain games. That's one of those games you can't help but feel the energy of the community.
This game's about to get emotional.
I mean, I heard it's a war. That's what I want. That's what I'm part of. That's a reason why I'm in the Big 12. That's the reason why I'm at Cincinnati. Competition. I mean, we don't run away from competition. You know, we run straight through it.
We're expected to be good this year, but we can't just be here. We got to do it. And when that game comes, we will focus on that game and worry about that game.
We feel like we have to win because that's what the city gonna talk about. Coach Miller always tell us, go out there, have fun, do this for the city, do this for us.
We got to stay true to who we are and just be about one day at a time. So we can't be in practice that Monday or Tuesday and be worried about what's going to happen on Saturday. We got to get better on Monday, we got to get better on Tuesday, and we can't get caught up in everything that's going on around town because the only thing that matters is we're ready when that ball goes up on Saturday.
There is a significant history of hatred between these two teams. During the national anthem, they were woofing into one another.
This game's about to get emotional.
And now an altercation, and this is the last thing you want to see. And Kenny Freese got hit and hit hard in the middle of that scrum as this thing exploded.
This is a rivalry game, like what y'all expect.
This is a great basketball rivalry.
Welcome back to the 92nd edition of the Crosstown Shootout rivalry. Xavier with a 3 at the buzzer leads 31-30 at the half. What's up, everybody? Welcome back courtside. All right, that first half ended with a bang. It was so much fun to watch, and Zach Freemantle, 16 points in that first half, just led the way.
I talked about it at the open, about the bigs and who was going to dominate that matchup in particular. Could they stay out of foul trouble? Could they be efficient? Zach Freemantle was that and a lot more in the first 20 minutes. He did an excellent job of getting himself where he wanted to out on the floor, playing with his back to the basket. That half hook he got to quite frequently, and then shot the three-pointer with confidence, finally making that last one.
Take a look at some of the highlights and the stats from that first half of action. We start with Freemantle and what he did for the Musketeers.
As I was just talking about, you know, you think about Freemantle and getting to his point on the floor where he wanted to be. And Zach did that early and often. He has 16 of the team's 31. He's the only player that's shooting above 50% that has attempted more than 4 shots this afternoon. They got to keep feeding him, but other guys around him have to step up. For Cincinnati, they got to get points in the paint. They got to start being more aggressive. They got to the free throw line because of their aggressiveness of getting to the rim. But Lukosius and James combined to go 0 of 9 shooting in the first half. For this to be a one-point game and really getting nothing from Lukosius or Jizzle James, I think if you're Wes Miller, you're challenging those guys and asking them to step up.
Take a look at some of the first half stats here in this Crosstown Shootout rivalry. 7 lead changes, 4 ties, with Xavier leading the points in the paint. Okay, Sean Farnham, because it is your first time in Cincinnati, you have got to try a cheese coney.
Skyline Chili, I've heard about it for years. We go in, and when we go in, we go in hard.
Oh, you going in. In. Do I dare ask? Oh! See? Thumbs up. Skyline, you got a new convert.
My mom told me never to talk with my mouth full.
That's why I didn't ask you. I like the thumbs up. That's all we needed. I've been here to Cincinnati. I know how much this city provides good food.
Have you had many of these before?
I've had a few.
Second half is about to start. Haircut student section, I see you.
If you thought the first 20 were intense, wait till you see what's about to happen right now. You want one? I'm trying to ask one of the officials if you want.
Ray Natilli.
Ray Natilli, you want one? Okay. Just trying to help you out, a little Skyline Chili. This is going to be fantastic, partner. I'm so excited you and I are here.
What a assignment. And Seamus Lukosius, he has started to heat up. He leads the way. He's got 12 for Cincinnati.
The execution has been better for Cincinnati here in the last 6 minutes of actual game time. And they've eliminated their turnovers, and subsequently they've been on a 6-0 run. They've made 4 out of the last 5 shots. And when you're able to build your wall defensively and get back, you force Xavier to have to go through you. And it's been a scoring drought of over 2 minutes that continues with the missed free throw by Conwell, who's a 79% free throw shooter on the season. This place is as loud as any environment you will hear in college basketball today.
Under 3 minutes to play here at Cincinnati. Lukosius looking for some help. Decides to take a free throw jumper. Everything's falling now for the Bearcats.
For Cincinnati, the offense is broken down. A guy that started the game 1 for 7 from the field has now made 4 out of the last 5 shots that he's taken. He's got 14, and that one creates a little bit of separation.
Let's see what the Musketeers decide to do coming out of this timeout.
Swain starts in the baseline corner to ball handler's right.
McKnight, the hard dribble, he loses it. Skilling's out ahead of the pack. Watch out!
Leading to offense. Early in the second half, it was Cincinnati having turnover issues. X gets loose with it on a possession they desperately need, and Skillings takes care of the rest.
You cannot tell me this is not one of the best atmospheres in all of college basketball. Unbelievable. 2 minutes to play here in this second half. Thomas will be fouled going to the cup. And he'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Listen, we're 2 minutes away here from this game going final, and it's worth noting again, the Musketeers have owned this rivalry as of late. For the seniors, for the people that have been around Cincinnati basketball, for Wes Miller, he's 0 for 3. And in a rivalry where everybody says this is personal, the next 2 minutes, execution gives you the potential for 365 days of letting people know that this is your town.
Here's a reminder of what's at stake. Xavier looking for their 6th win in a row in this rivalry. Cincinnati looking for their 1st in a while.
This is the big free throw because it makes it a 2-possession game.
He misses, gets his own board, and puts it back. The hustle play from Dan Skillings Jr. Conwell, oh! He makes the 3 plus the foul. This one's not done.
There's been 4-point plays before in this rivalry. They've sent games to overtime. That one's not going to send it to overtime, but man, what a huge, huge shot. Late in recovery, making contact with the hand, and Conwell knocked it down. This will make it a 1-point game. Now you got a foul right away. If 23's in the game, I'd be surprised if Wes Miller doesn't take him out. But I'd do everything in my power to try to force the ball back to 23. He's probably going to take it out. No, he's not. So I would let him come towards the ball. I would double everybody else.
So Connor Hickman comes on to replace Bendego.
I would foul Mitchell as soon as he moves.
They get it to Mitchell. They don't foul him. Instead, it's James now.
That is a breakdown by the Musketeers. They got the ball in the hands of the guy that they wanted to get it into, and they didn't foul him. And you get the ball in the corner. You got a foul right there. Fremantle didn't do it.
James, a 56% free throw shooter, can make this a 3-point game.
If it is a 3-point game, I do that dribble handoff action to Conwell coming off of Fremantle.
And he makes them both. Xavier out of timeouts. 10 seconds. Backdoor, poked away by Thomas, and it stays with the Musketeers. 6.6 on the game clock. Now the officials are going to send both teams to their benches, and they're going to go to the monitor to take a look to see if it is in fact Xavier ball.
They wanted to try to get something quick, obviously, for 2. I think under 13 seconds, trailing by 3, you've got to go for the 3. Instead, they go backdoor and a forced pass. And I think that stays. I don't think anything there that I see that's going to make that change the call. It's deflected there. Watch the spin of the ball and see if it changes. It does not. I think that is going to stay Xavier's basketball here.
Our officials, Ray Natili, Darren George, Tommy Johnson, will make sure they get this one correct as it's under an official review with 6.6 remaining in regulation.
All right, so now with 6 seconds, you have to get the 3. Your most proficient three-point shooter out on the floor, without question, is Conwell. He's been the guy that has been big and has hit that shot late in the game. Feed the hot hand. Defensively, you have to have that awareness. You want a hard close. You want to make sure you run everybody off the three-point line. You can obviously foul if you're Cincinnati, but then you got to make sure you get the box out.
Everybody's on their feet. Inbound is to Foster. Fremantle. Swain, 2 seconds. Fremantle with the shot for the tie. And it's Cincinnati holding on for a three-point win. Their first win in this Crosstown Shootout rivalry since 2018.
Everything you want and you could ask for in a rivalry game. An electric atmosphere. Big shots, big plays, big moments, really by both teams. And if you're Sean Miller, the ball was in the hands of the same guy that knocked down the three-point shot at the end of the first half. It was a clean, good look, well screened, wide open. And just a little bit to the left, hitting back iron instead of falling through and tying what would have tied this game up at 68.
Seamus Lukosius, the leading scorer for Cincinnati, 14 points after the slow start to this ball game. And Dylan Mitchell, 4 of 5 from the floor, 11 points. And we are joined now by Dylan Mitchell. First off, your first time playing in this rivalry, what was it like?
That was the most fun I think I've ever had in college basketball. By far, like nothing beats that. I mean, I live for these moments. Cincinnati lives for this. If you want to come to Cincinnati, you got to run through us. That's what I'm going to say. But, man, this was the most fun I've ever had playing basketball, by far. That bench, even dudes that don't play, they're like this. We're like this. That's what's going to take us to the next level. That's what's going to take us as far as we want to go.
You mentioned it earlier this week at your press conference, and you said you knew it was important to the city. But as you take in the fact that students have been out of school and they were here 2 hours before the game selling this place out, and you hear how loud this environment is, what does it mean to this team that's ranked nationally to own this city for the next 365?
We got the city behind us. I mean, that's the biggest thing. That's what we need, man. Just the support, just the love to come out here. We compete. We play for this city. We play for these people. This is why we do it, for the name on the front of our chest. So that's it.
They went on a run, and you guys fell behind. You had costly turnovers. They were getting out in transition. What flipped that turned that page and flipped it back in the side for you guys?
We wanted it more. That's all it was. We wanted this. It didn't matter the mistakes. It didn't matter the turnovers. We wanted this more than anything. For this city, for these fans, I mean, we just wanted it more. We fought to the end.
Congratulations.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Double-double.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
He said it. The most fun he has ever had playing basketball in his first time experiencing this Crosstown Shootout rivalry as Cincinnati gets the win for the first time since 2018.
You know, you talk about great environments, and this is a city rivalry that should be a national rivalry. If you're a college basketball fan, and to be part of this today, and I've called a lot of great rivalry games, but to be here in this building today, experience the passion of these fans, and both coaches telling us how much this meant to them, and then to have it play out the way that it did, unbelievable. This is big-time basketball, unbelievable.
And a huge congratulations to Wes Miller, who picks up his first win in this Crosstown Shootout rivalry. We appreciate you joining us here on ESPN Plus. From our partner, Sean Farnham, I'm John Schriffen. What a day of basketball as Cincinnati gets the 68-65 win over their crosstown rival Xavier.